Hello, children, I see you. I'm very happy to see you. Greet your family, boogie on down. Give a clap and turn around. My name is Miss Wendy, and I have brought a bat friend. So I have lots of bat friends. Here's another bat friend flying. Oh, on this one, you can see all the parts. You can see the little finger. You can see how the bat's wings are like hands there with bones. You can see the bat feet and a bat tail. And you can see the bat face. And I have, oh, this is a scary looking bat. So I have lots of little bats. Here's another one, very tiny little bat. You can see how that wing is like a hand. We're going to learn more about that. But let's start out with a finger play. So here's my bats. Can you see them? There they are. Bats have wings. Let's put our arms out like wings. Bats can fly out at night. Look up at the sky. Up in the sky. And we are going to be learning some things about bats. Bats are very important. Let's look at this picture of a bat and all these little baby bats. Bats are mammals, so they have hair. Their mothers make milk to feed the babies. Bats live together in colonies. Matter of fact, the biggest bat colony, matter of fact, it's the biggest mammal colony in the whole world is right near San Antonio at Bracken Cave. Nursery colonies have mommies, let's rock the baby, and babies. Bachelor colonies have daddies. We have a bachelor colony under a bridge. Bat wings are like hands. Let's look. Bats sleep, so let's find our hands. Bat wings are like hands. Bats sleep. Let's go to sleep during the day. We sleep at night. They fly at night. We're sleeping at night. So we are going to learn a little bit about how bats find where to go and how to catch insects, which is what they eat. They use, big word alert, echolocation. That means they put out very high sounds. Let's see if we can make a high sound. But even higher than that, so high we couldn't even hear it. And it bounces off the bugs and the trees and the buildings and lets bats know what's in front of them, the shape, and maybe the size, how far away it is, how fast it's moving. So we're going to do a quick story to go over some of that information. So here's my picture of bats. And it says, oh, can you see the baby bats there? Bats are mammals with hair like silk. To feed their babies, the mamas make milk. Bats are nocturnal. That means they're out at night. They fly at night. They eat lots of bugs because they taste just right. They use, remember that big word, echolocation, to help them see. It's not really seeing, but it's helping supplement their seeing. They can see, but in the dark, they can't see as well as they could if they were in the light, except they're flying at night. So they use the echolocation and it helps them do what seeing would do. so they don't crash into a tree. So bats use echolocation to see so they don't crash into a tree. They send a squeak out into the air. If it bounces back, there's something there. So bats do a lot of important things for us. Look at this bat. This bat is pollinating a flower. That's going to help the flower grow by bringing pollen. But they also protect us from harmful insects that might eat all of our food crops, and we wouldn't have anything growing. And they also get the insects that carry bad diseases. They help disperse seeds. That means like carry the seeds around. And remember, we said they pollinate flowers. And guess what? There's a special word for bat poop. Can you say guano? That sounds funny, doesn't it? Well, guano is good fertilizer. So let's look at this picture of a bat. You can see how it has bones just like a hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers and a thumb. Way up at top is the thumb. And you can see the little bat tail. We don't have a tail, but you can see the bat feet. We have feet. And bat ears. We have ears. Bat wings have a structure like a hand. Can you put those hands up again? Can you feel the bones in your hands and in your arms? So let's look at a picture that compares the bat. There's our bat wing, and there's our arm. And you can see there's the arm bone, and there's some more bones going into finger bones. And look at the bat wing. The bat wing has, these are the fingers, and there's a little thumb up at the top. So we remember the 3 important things bats do. They pollinate plants, bring the pollen so plants can grow. They propagate, that means they carry the seeds so we can get more plants spreading all over. And they protect us. They protect our food, and they protect us from getting bad diseases. Bats, I bet you didn't know, they come in lots of colors and sizes. Later on, I'll show you how I colored a bat. And now we're going to sing a song, and it goes like this. Put your fingers down. Bats are hanging, bats are hanging. Oh, touch your feet. By your feet, by their feet, sleeping in the morning sun. Let's go to sleep. Waiting for the night to come, and then they'll hunt and eat, and then they'll hunt and eat. So we can see the bats. There's the morning sun, that's when they're sleeping, and in the dark, that's when they're hunting. We can sing another bat song to help us remember about bats. Ready? Let's get ready. Let's look at the picture. There are the bats getting ready to fly out in the dark. You can see the moon. So let's go to sleep. I sleep in daytime, the sunny daytime. Oh, remember those toes? Hanging by my toes, touch your toes to rest. But when the dark comes, I can go hunting. That's when flying and hunting's the best. Then let's look at the bats in the bat cave. There's the bats in the bat cave. There's a cave. Down in the bat cave, because generally caves are underground. Sunny in, oh, make a sunshine up high. Sunny in the morning, See the tiny batty bats hanging in a row. Can you make your fingers go down? Evening's approaching, time to go a-hunting. Flying, flying, out they go. They all fly out together out of the bat cave. So now let's review, go over some of the things we've learned about batty bats. The mammal, we learned it was mammal. Remember the mill, the hair? A mammal, it's a vertebrate. Let's touch those backbones again. So remember it's a vertebrate, reaching back. The mammal that flies. So let me turn the page over and there we go. There's a picture of the bat. We have hands and bats have wings. Let's look at this picture of a bat. That lets them, look over here, hunt and capture things. Sleeping upside down. Can you see sleeping upside down? By day, when darkness comes, you can see the big moon there and it's dark. It's time to play. Making high sounds. Let's look at that picture of echolocation. Those sounds are bouncing off. Making high sounds as they fly. Let's make a high sound. Telling them what's passing by so they can catch all the insects. And now we are going to get this page here. Look at, first we're going to look at some snacks. And hopefully my snacks will stay together. So I made a bat using a cracker and a candy. And if you can see underneath there, there's little tiny sunflower seeds for the eyes and the nose. And the wings are little tiny pretzels. I made another bat. This is a bigger bat. Can you see this bat? So he has big pretzel wings and a piece of candy, and he has a flat pretzel to be his eyes and nose on a round candy to be his head. But let's look at a really easy, those are ones just to remind you about the parts of bats. Let's look at a really easy one that we can make. Whoa, it's gonna slide off. So I'm gonna hold it on the side here like this. I made a bat cake. I took a piece of bread and I spread peanut butter on it and I put raisins to be the bats hanging from the top of the cake. So that's a really easy snack to make. I made a bat cookie. And here's my bat cookie. Can you see? So it's got ears and eyes and nose and wings. I don't know if you can see down at the end, you can see the little fingers and the toes on the feet and the little tail in between. So I made a bat cookie as another way of reminding you some of the things we're learning about bats. And I made this one is very complicated. It's really a teaching one. You wouldn't want to use it, but just to show you, I used pretzels to show you that the bat's wings are really like hands. So they have lots of bones in them. And here's the bat's feet and his ears. And you can see there's his eyes underneath. Those are pumpkin seeds. So that's to remind us. See, I even put a little thumb up at the top on each side. And you can see we can count the fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the thumb makes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the thumb makes 5. These are the little forearms up here that attach to the hands. So that's to remind us that bat wings are really like, what did we say? Hands. So I use some peanut butter to make my bat treats. I used, some raisins to make my bat treats. I used all sorts of pretzels, and there are other things that I could use. So I could use, let me open this one up, and I could use like licorice to make my bat head. And I could use licorice to be the bat wings or feet. And I could use a cookie to be the bat body. So here's my cookie. So there are lots of ways that we could put different foods together to make bats. Now I'm going to show you some of the projects I did. First of all, you can cut out pictures of bats. If you go to the Starting Out Wild webpage, you can find all these pictures. There are the bats, and you can hang them in trees. See how I hung them in trees? You can hang them in trees, and you can pretend that the bats are hanging in trees at your house at night. Or you can use a light at night and you'll see all the insects flying around that the bats are catching. You can also use these bats to make a bat cave. So I used a big brown bat, and if you look in my bat cave, you will see the bats are hanging in the bat cave. Let's get this piece out of the way here. Can you see all the bats hanging in the bat cave from the ceiling of the cave? So you can use your pictures to make a bat cave with a bat. You can cut out pictures of bats. Here are the pictures of bats. And you can cut out a picture of a cave. Here's my cave. There are my bats. And you can make a bat cave with all the bats flying out of the cave when nighttime comes. Can you see all those bats flying out of the cave? So you can make a bat cave. You can also, remember we said bats come in different colors. So you can color a bat. I like to make my bat because I actually have seen golden colored bats. So I made my bat yellow because I'd actually seen beautiful yellow bats. And oh, can you see? I made sure when I did that, I put on the feet and all of the fingers and even the little thumb at the top and the bat face. So you can also do that. You can also make bats out of different kinds of rolls. And I tried to always show, there's my little thumb at the top and the fingers in my bat. Here's another one. This one is made out of another roll and muffin cups. And you can see, I made sure that we could see all of the little fingers that are in the wings. So we've learned some things about bats today. We know they're mammals. Their mommies make milk. They have hair. They live in colonies. And they're mommy and baby colonies, and they're bachelor, we'll call those daddy colonies. And we know that bats travel and navigate with echolocation, which is bouncing those sounds off. And we know bats do some important things. Remember, they carry the pollen, they carry the seeds, they protect us from insects that would eat our food crops, and they protect us from insects that carry disease. They sleep during, remember, the day, and they fly at night. That's why they need that echolocation, because it's dark. So let's sing one more song, and then we'll do our goodbye song. Bats are hanging by their feet, sleeping in the morning sun, waiting for the night to come. Then they'll hunt and eat, And so I am going to say our goodbye songs, and we will be learning about other things in the months coming up. And we're going to be learning about amphibians. We learned about reptiles, but amphibians are different than reptiles. We're going to learn about fish. We're going to be learning lots of things at Starting Out Wild. Remember, at Hardberger Park, there's always something going on almost every weekend. So check your calendar and look for the materials on the Starting Out Wild webpage. Goodbye, children. Goodbye, children. Goodbye, children. I'll see you again next month. Now it's time to wave bye-bye, wave bye-bye, wave bye-bye. Now it's time to wave bye-bye. I'll see you again in November. Shake hands with family, it's time to go. Shake hands with family, it's time to go. Shake hands with family, it's time to go. We hope we'll see you soon. Goodbye for this month. I'll see you next month, and we'll do more learning about all the wonderful things in the natural world.